Maybe Neil will even answer it. But if I was doing this process, when I do the meditation on it, how to ask the question, see, our solar system is a sun, and all these things rotating around that sun via gravity, right? But that solar system, that sun, is flying through the galaxy. That galaxy is flying through a universe, right? To say it is one thing, to illustrate it with actual math that is known is different. What I would like to know is, what directionality do we use for Voyager 1 and 2? If our solar system is moving, our Earth is at a point and moving, what direction did we send them in? Did we send them in roughly the same direction? I know they had goals to achieve on their way, but did one end up far west and one end up far right? I know that that is very basic, and I could illustrate it so much better if I was using AI. But because I'd like to know, is that wall of fire in advance of? Is it the tail end of our movement through the through the galaxy? Is it on the side? Is it out of the plane of ecliptic? What I have questions about that, because if they are relatively unidirectional, would we have a chance of finding more data if we went a different way? And maybe I just don't properly understand the math. But that's an example of, see, normally I would just do what I just did, right? And it's rough, it's choppy, it's hard to explain for a lot of people. It's hard to understand for a lot of people. But with AI, what I see in my mind for the first time in my life, I could actually show the question I intend to ask. And many of the falsehoods that are wrapped up in that question I just asked would be pointed out to me by AI, which, if I am open-minded and honestly pursuing truth, would change the nature of the question. All right. Being the nerd that I am, this is another project. Being the nerd that I am, and I love our stories. This is the greatest time in human history, in this iteration of consciousness, for human storytelling. One of the stories, or the universe of stories that I love, is Star Trek. My goal related to Star Trek isn't so much warp speed and beam me up and all this BS, what my kid calls technological magic. I love that, actually. It's a good one. But in the storyline, in all of these new Star Trek universes, is this, okay, we just had a war, we're all blown the F up, things are really crappy. Whoa, the Vulcans landed. First contact, right? In the Prime universe, that goes pretty well. In the Mirror universe, a little bit different. But from that point on, directionality on this little ball changes. There is, illustrated in the story, 100 years of progress where we wipe out disease, we wipe out hunger, we wipe out war. I don't want the Vulcans for that. I think we can do that. I think just the fact that we can dream of it, that dream can be shared and implanted into other minds, means we could do that. When I dream of terraforming North America, I plan to have in my illustrations parameters that need to be met in order to do these illustrations.